Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle something super important, prompt engineering. Basically, we're going to figure out how to talk to AI so it actually listens and gives you what you want. The goal? To turn you from someone who just kind of uses AI into a total power user.
All right, so here's what we've got on tap. First, we'll look at what makes a prompt, well, bad. Then we'll get into the 4 key ingredients of a good one. We'll build one together, look out for some tricky AI biases, and wrap up with a pretty cool advanced trick called prompt chaining.
Okay, so let's jump right in. What actually makes a prompt bad? I mean, we've all been there, right? You ask the AI something and what you get back is just useless or vague or sometimes just plain weird. So let's dig into why that happens.
To figure this out, let's take a look at an example, a really common one. Have a look at this prompt on the screen. What do you think? Is this a good prompt?
At first glance, it seems okay. It's direct. But a prompt like, what is a bad AI prompt? Well, it's not actually that great. The problem is, it leaves the AI totally guessing. It has no idea what you're really trying to do, so it's just going to take a shot in the dark.
So why does it fail? Well, it's missing some absolutely crucial pieces. It has no context. Like, the AI doesn't know why you're even asking. It has no format requirements. Should it give you a list, a paragraph? Who knows? And it doesn't have any clear framing. All that ambiguity, that's what leads to those really disappointing answers.
And this right here, this hits on the absolute core idea of prompt engineering. It's simple, really. The better the stuff you put in, the better the stuff you get out. That old saying, garbage in, garbage out? Yeah, it's never been more true than it is with AI. Okay, so how do we fix this? Let's talk about the solution. Turns out, a really great prompt can be broken down into 4 key elements. Just think of them as the building blocks for getting a fantastic result every single time.
What we've got here is a super simple but really powerful recipe. So number 1 is the instruction. That's a clear verb, telling the AI what to do. Think summarize this or create that. Then there's context, which is the background info, the why of your request. Third, we have input data. This is the specific stuff you want the AI to work with. And last but not least, the output indicator. This tells the AI how you want the answer formatted.
All right, enough with the theory. Let's put this into practice. We're going to take that original bad prompt we looked at, and we're going to build it up step by step using our 4 elements. You'll see it go from kind of useless to super valuable right before your eyes.
Okay, step 1. We add a clear instruction. So instead of just asking, what is a bad AI prompt, we give it a direct command. Give me an example. See? Right away, it's way more focused.
Next up, let's add some context. We're not just asking for any old example. We tell the AI why we need it. I'm working on a presentation about prompt engineering that is intended for university students. Now the AI knows who the audience is, and it can start tailoring the answer just for them.
Okay, time for some input data. This is where we give the AI something concrete to chew on. We say, here is the slide plan for my presentation. By giving it our existing work, the AI can create an example that slots in perfectly. It's not just random anymore, it's relevant.
And the final piece of the puzzle, the output indicator. This is where we get super specific about the format. We tell it, give me bullet points, and for each one, explain what's wrong with it. Boom! All the guesswork is gone. There is zero ambiguity here.
And just look at that. We went from a 3-word, super vague question to this detailed, incredibly specific request. When you give the AI a prompt like this, you are almost guaranteed to get something high quality and genuinely useful back. That right there is the power of adding a little structure.
Okay, so you've built the perfect prompt. You're all set, right? Well, almost. There's one more thing we gotta talk about, and that's the AI's own hidden tendencies or biases. If you don't watch out for these, they can seriously mess with your results.
First up, we have something called affirmative bias. You can think of the AI as a bit of a yes man. It has this built-in tendency to agree with you and be helpful. Because of this, telling it what you do want is way more effective than telling it what you don't want. So, for example, instead of saying, do not edit anything else, which is a negative command, you flip it. You say, only edit the water. It's a small change in wording, but it gives the AI a much clearer, more positive instruction to follow. Being direct and affirmative is key.
All right, next on our list is anchoring bias. This one's tricky. It's when the AI kind of gets stuck on the very first piece of information you give it. That first idea acts like an anchor, and it can pull the entire response in that direction, even if that's not what you wanted.
Take a look at this. The prompt starts by saying, many experts believe social media has mostly negative effects, and then asks for the benefits. See what happened? You've already anchored the conversation in negativity. So even though you asked for the good stuff, the AI's answer is probably going to be colored by that negative intro.
Okay, let's move on to a real pro-level technique. For those really big, complicated tasks, trying to cram everything into one giant prompt is just a nightmare. It doesn't work well. So instead, we can use a much smarter strategy called prompt chaining.
The idea here is actually super simple. You just take a huge task and break it down into smaller, bite-sized steps. Then, the answer you get from prompt number 1, well, that becomes the information you feed into prompt number 2. You just chain them together.
And here's a perfect example of how that works. Let's say you need to turn a long, dense research paper into some snappy social media posts. That's a big job. So, with prompt chaining, your first prompt would be simple. Summarize this research paper. Then you take that summary, the output, and it becomes the input for your second prompt. Using the summary above, draft 3 social media posts. It breaks a complex problem into easy, manageable chunks. Super efficient.
All right, so let's quickly recap the main points. First, be specific. Use those 4 elements we talked about to build a solid prompt. Second, be positive. Frame your instructions in an affirmative way. Third, try to be neutral so you don't accidentally anchor the AI. And finally, be strategic. For those big projects, use prompt chaining to break them down.
So there you have it. You've now got the core toolkit for talking to AI way more effectively. The real question is, now that you know how to build a much better prompt, what's the first big complex problem you're going to solve with it?